What's up, guys? Time to show off another build that'll be available in tonight's event. This is what, March 21st? Or whatever the Saturday is around said 21st. Kraken 2.1. We had one of these, I kind of call it a crackle dial. I don't know. There's not a rhyme or reason, but these dials that I get, you know, it's not the like abalone style that's given that like oily reflection. These kind of look like they've just mixed up the paint and they're still mixing everything in, right? And it's starting to take color, it's starting to do whatever. So that's it. To me, it looks like it's, you know, just getting mixed in. It's not quite solid yet. But did that. We got your little Kraken down there at the 7-8 o'clock area. Did a polished 110 case with a polished aggressive shark tooth bezel. Resin-filled orange minute insert. Then we've got a Kraken engraved milled caseback. Have this on a super soft, distressed gray leather from Mr. Gillespie at Wristbound with an orange stitch. And then we've got a Kraken engraved preview buckle. And then I did a set of white hands with long loom second sand. And that's the build. Now with that polished bezel, you can see like right up here, that's fingerprinting. So it is a super pain to keep this thing beautiful once you're showing it off. If it's on your wrist, you're not really touching those kind of things, right? But with me, I'm like moving stuff around, touching it. And then in person, it's only at angles that you even see anything like that. So 9 times out of 10, you're not even seeing it. But when you're looking through the camera, I can see it pretty easy. But now it's gone. So, fun times. These polished watches are fun and all, but man, are they rough to keep spot free. So the case itself doesn't even come to me like perfect. It's always a fight. So there's your watch. Bezel on this, see, I gotta touch it instantly. Gotta touch it. We'll go left, it'll go right. It is a tension ring bezel. It is on there tight. You are not going to move it unless you want to move it. So you don't have to worry about that. Automatic mechanical, it's got a rotor in the back, so as you're moving, that rotor's going back and forth and putting micro winds into the movement. But in case you are driving, in case you're at a desk all day, and you're not moving around enough to keep it going, before setting the time, go ahead and wind it just a little bit. And how you do that is you back the crown off the threads to hear it and feel it clicking. Make sure you're off. It'll start clicking right as you're coming off the crown tube, so make sure you're off it. How you know you're off it, you've got some play, you don't feel any structure, that head moves. You haven't pulled it out into that first click, but the head moves, right? At that point you can wind. And a wind is a turn away from you or clockwise as you're looking at it from the side. Counterclockwise does not wind it, it still clicks it. But it is a lot easier to keep your finger spacing and go back and forth. 4 or 5 seconds of that mixed with your rotor movement will keep your time throughout the day. And if you do it for another 4 or 5 seconds like I was doing, it will max out your 31-hour plus power reserve on it, which means you could wear it all day after it's wound, set it down 31 hours later, it should be just getting close to dying and keeping time. So once you're happy with your wind, you're going to pull it to the one and only click. It does not have a hacking movement, so that's going to keep going. You'll also notice you've got what's called a wobble crown. That deflects lateral pressure from going into the stem and into the movement. So it is not broke or anything like that. That is a design feature. And I kind of pull a little bit as I'm setting the time, because if you fall in just a little bit, oh, nope, it's not. Cool. It is holding on to it, so. Oh, there it is. There's a little lock that you'll feel when you pull it out of that first spot. It's sliding in the crown head, and it puts it into that position. So as long as it stays there, I was able to get it over. You don't go back into winding. You have to re-engage the clutch system by screwing it back down, so it doesn't do anything. No clicking, no timing if you put it back into that first spot, because you're not actually in that first spot. You're just out of, I guess, position 2. Technically, it's position 2 is position 1 because it's only one pull out. The other one, you just kind of come into it as you release the crown. So, Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 11:16 a.m.
11:16 a.m. Push it over. Get out of that time setting. Wind it down, and there's your watch. As with every build, you're going to get matching beats. You're going to get a Kraken slider box with Atlas pillow inside. You're going to get a few things. Watch cleaners is good on all glass and metal parts. So everything here in the center, that's basically what I was using to clean it up. As well as a microfiber, just like the one that you saw me keeping that polished. You get some leather conditioner. You probably won't need it for this watch because this strap is super, super, super soft. But you may need it for others. Apply it on the front and back. Let it soak in. Use a rag. Don't use any of your microfibers, because if any of that would harden on that and then you rub it onto the polish, you're going to definitely put streaks in there. So Cape Cod cloth is what you want to have to keep this polished. If you get a little scratch in it, I open up a Cape Cod cloth, I cut a little tiny square off, like we're talking a little tiny square, where I can just kind of put it like essentially what will cover my fingertip, you know, and then I just go 30 seconds hard, and then I flip it over, because it's normally like a weird, dirty, discolored look, which is odd. I don't know what is reacting that it does that, because clearly the watch isn't dirty, they're brand new. But flip it over and then do it again for 30 seconds, and then 9 times out of 10, whatever scratch you had in there is gone. If it's a deep scratch, it's kind of different, but those surface scratches will come right off with Cape Cod cloth. And then make sure that you put that in like a baggie or something like that. You want to kind of keep it a little bit moist, because I think if it dries out, I think it still works if it dries out, but it comes in a vacuum sealed bag, and you're not using the whole thing at all. You want to just use little strips, and then throw that piece away. You know, if you use the whole thing, then you don't have to be like cutting out weird discolored spots and such. But anyway, you also get some fine scratch remover. This is Novus 2 from Amazon, just repackaged. It's like Polywatch, and it's for your domed acrylic glass, which the doming isn't quite the same on this one because of your resin-filled bezel insert. It's not really popping out over. It's kind of uniform. You don't really see it. Plus, that's at a larger size bezel. It kind of comes up a bit. But if I put a low profile with a flat insert, you can really see that thing, because it's like 5.5 millimeters tall from base to peak. So, but you can scratch it. This one's a little bit harder to scratch because it's kind of protected. So it would only be things that would, you know, if you would rub against something, yeah, you'd still get it, but you'd also get your bezel insert. So, but you'll use this, put a tiny bit on it, buff it out with this other microfiber. If the scratch is up and down, just go left and right, filling that scratch, haze it, buff it, you know, do the same 30-second thing. And then polish it off with a clean section of the microfiber, and it should be gone. So that's the build. It's going to you. Congrats. I hope you love it. And if you want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe, so I put them up all the time. Thanks, guys.